And we are live with one of the final group stage matches of this wonderful tournament that we have presented with you guys with for the last couple of weeks now. I'm Henry US. I'm here with Barry today.
Hello.
We've got our stream host Astro, and we've got two of the best teams in the tournament, guys. Two teams that are pretty much destined to make the knockout stage at this point. However, that does not mean that this isn't going to be a great matchup between Canada and France. Two heavyweight titans in this tournament, who
100%.
either one of them could walk out of this winning the whole thing, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not out of the picture. I definitely have them on the lower half of like teams I think that could win, but it's the World Cup, baby.
Yeah.
You don't know what anything can happen.
It's anybody's game. Yeah, everybody loves their country. Everybody loves playing this game, and France and Canada are no different. So
100%.
We'll just jump right into these lineups so far, and we're gonna have a great match here today, guys. So starting us off with Team Canada, we've got Zilla, Zesty, Goober, aka Alex, Nuke, and MKWii. And this team is just fantastic, folks. I mean, Zilla and Goober have been playing with each other, and Nuke as well, for just so many seasons now in Lover's Posture. They have just an unmatched chemistry with one another, and these guys have been playing as a team throughout the entire Weemfi era, as you see on the bottom there. Not quite had a lot of fantastic finishes, never making the semifinal, unfortunately, or making any noise in the knockout stage. However, I think that this year they honestly have their best team that they've ever had in the tournament, and they are looking to finally break through and make some noise and maybe reach the semifinal or even the final of the tournament, or even go on to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I think what you said about them having the best team they've ever had is, I think, true in some way. I think you would look at a team like, I can't really speak for 2015, 2016, but you look at the team like 2020, they had like Nero, Trix, Jazz, someone else, and those are all like all big like household names from that era. But only getting 8th, and I think of it like a team like Zilla, Zesty, Goober, Nuke might not have the same like wow factor as some of those names before, but I think relative to the era, this team is very strong, especially players like Zilla and Goober, who I think in the last year or so have taken the leap from, D2 to low D1 players to like very solid D1 players. And then you have 100%. Support from someone like Zesty, who has been around D1 level for a few years
now.
Yeah, exactly. For a few
honestly,
years.
like a couple of years.
Yeah, notably coming back from a break after their college semester. So I would say Zesty isn't in like tip-top shape, but he's got the experience and he's a great player. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a great
1,000%. Yeah, and I think that Zesty is honestly going to be like the main guy who is holding down the fort, in terms of comms and like making sure that the team stays engaged and, stays locked in and focused. I think Zilla is also going to play a role in that as well. But, Goober and Nuke are going to excel in what they do best. I think that Goober is a great IGL. He serves as the IGL when playing for Lover's Posture. He seems to be the one calling shocks a lot of the time, POWs, And I think that in terms of the bagging battle, though, I think that that's where we're going to see the biggest difference. Whereas Tony, the bagger for France, if we could just take a look at the France lineup, since we're kind of running low on time here, as there are 10 players in the room. Tony is, I would say, the best bagger in this tournament right now, if not maybe the second best bagger. And I think that if Canada want to win this matchup, it's going to come down to MKWii. I mean, obviously, it never comes down to just one player, but like MKWii is going to have to lock in against.
Yeah, 100%. I would say Tony has honestly been the MVP for this tournament, especially for France. France is obviously a great team, but I wouldn't say they were the. I wouldn't have expected them to be 4-0, and I think
it's a little shocking. We could say
100%.
It is impressive.
It's impressive, 100%. I think even in the England match, There were some key shocks that Tony pulled that really helped
Yeah,
them solidify
sure.
themselves in that match. So yeah, very,
And it's like,
very,
it's not like these players are necessarily, bad, but it's just that Tony has been so exemplary and so like A grade throughout this whole tournament to where like
100%. He's
they've
the
really
X
been able
factor.
to, they've really been able to like harmonize throughout this whole thing, and that's the reason why they're 4-0 is because of his great play.
100%. Obviously, don't have too much time to hop on about the France line as the match is starting, but we'd like to point out Byron and Fatal as two of France's best players, both at like in that D1 level, that mid D1 level. Two great players. So I'm looking out for them for this match.
I honestly think that Byron is going to be probably the X factor if we're looking at runners on Team France. And then in terms of Team Canada, I think that it's going to be Zilla. I think that if Team Canada wins, it's going to be Zilla that pops off. And I think that if Team France wins, it's going to be Byron that pops off. But we'll see, guys, as we have a pretty standard first pick here on Dry Ruins. Our POVs in alternating spots here, one in the back, one in the front. We see Zilla running it up in first place right now with a lot of green lines behind him. And looking to do some damage with these two green shells.
Yeah. Gonna be looking to see the bottom spots. There's already a bit of a pack split coming in.
Get fourth place with that back green.
That's good. We have France bottom two. Honestly, already pretty far behind. Not in a distance that you'd like to see, even with the ultra shotgun. I would assume at least a few of the mid spots have ultra items. So being in that bottom two position already is not ideal.
However,
but
Fatal does get a golden, and we do see that the Team Canada is mostly in the top 5 positions right now, which is honestly not ideal on Dry Ruins, if I'm being honest. You want to have a bit of a mix-up in the spots where, like, you're getting some dodges or maybe you're getting some goldens where you can counteract the enemy team, hogging all of them,
100%. Seeing a 2-3-4 coming off from France. This is not... Still a little bit breaking first, but this pack split, this is not great. For Canada.
No, especially if... a Canada member in 6th place or something like that.
Ooh, seeing Triple Stream's coming out for Fatal too this set. He's going to be catching up to Zilla if he doesn't fail this year. Yeah, he lands it perfectly. He's going to take over 1.
Brilliantly executed, and now he's going to take over into 1st place, so it is very much possible that we could see a blue shell during this lap 3. But a costly fail right there is going to put Zilla back in 1st.
Okay, I'm not sure who has shock, but this could be a big turnaround here. Ends up connecting to Nana. Might see a shock come out here. Shock comes out.
There's the shock.
I'm guessing it's a Canada shock to showing the box in 5th, or maybe a France onto the ramp. I'm not actually too sure.
That would make sense at the Canada thing, I'm pretty sure. However, it does look as though France are going to finish in 2-3-4. So, honestly, Zilla ran that race, in 1st place, but he was not able to get a lot of help from his teammates. They kind of were maybe caught, maybe holding the blue shell or maybe holding POW or something like that. But just we didn't really see a lot of action from them, and they weren't able to get the Team France members out of 2-3-4-5 either. So pretty good played race by Team France all around and a good run by Zilla. But Canada is obviously going to need better than that.
Yeah, I'm interested on what happened to Canada because they came out to that race with a pretty strong start. I was thinking that race is going to be pretty rough for France, being so far behind. Obviously, Fatal getting the golden to push up there, but we couldn't really catch it on the cast to see what happened. I'd say the key point in that race was some point early mid lap 2 where we saw that huge pack split. Something must have happened and that was on the short end of the stick for Canada.
I'd also like to point out that there was just a huge pack split in general between Zilla and like the 2-3 people who were Team France the whole time, just because of like a back green that Zilla was able to land on like the wall glitch turn on lap 1. That changed the whole dynamic of the race to where you're pretty 100%. Much looking at 2 races that are being played at the same time, and Canada were just kind of not able to catch up in that second race that was being played in the back.
Yeah, 100%.
So Koopa Cape and Waluigi Stadium, 2 pretty standard picks. Lone BC3 as well. I like that.
BC3, yeah.
Yeah, W pick.
W pick.
That.
I see. Okay. I'm interested to see if we see either the baggers go for clip.
This is true. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
And it'd be
Could be.
especially impressive for Tony, you know, being as he's on the Wii
On the
wheel.
Wii wheel.
Can't
On
even
the Wii
imagine.
wheel.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
That's freaking unbelievable. But you know, hey, if anybody can do it, it's him. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking to see how the spots mix up here. So this race. Obviously, we have these 2 big cuts coming up.
That's a huge bump onto his teammate. That is a huge bump from Byron onto Fatal. That's going to send him all the way down to 8th place, and he's going to be forced to bag. Just going to star, though, on the other
Yeah, pretty bad bump, considering we're seeing Canada with an early top 3-5, with Zilla with triple reds in third, too.
Yes.
This pack is going to be splitting quick.
And Fatal was also forced to use that star, which is very, very costly in the grand scheme of things, considering that, yeah, we see a star get dropped for Zilla right now, and that honestly could have not been pulled if Fatal was still holding his, so...
Yeah,
even bigger break for Team Canada in top 3 now.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe Zilla failing a little bit. Yeah, at this point, if you're France, you just need to start chaining every item you can. Look for shrooms. We see one Canada male failing shroomer. That actually... Wow, that's a big blunder.
Costly, yeah.
It is pretty costly.
That is going to get them into top 2-4 now. But Zilla still does have 2 revolving reds around him, so any attempt by Fatal to try and get him out of second is going to be difficult, as he now does have his teammate ahead of him too.
At this...
And both of our POVs have reds around them as we are in the top 4. Not really sure who has Shock either. I'm
guessing it's going to be Shockless. Oh, Star Drop coming in. That's a very big Star Drop. Going to be mixing up the spots a little bit. Fatal will getting into second. Oh, it ends up splitting too, so we're taking the 2-3. This could be good here for Zilla if he gets a good box and 4 here. Ah, that's not really what you want to see.
Yeah, no, he's going to be able to get away from him, maybe try and pass off to his teammate. He does take the mini cut, but that is a cancellation by Team Canada. And, you know, honestly, that is to be expected as Tony was dropping the star earlier, but it is going to have Canada still in top 2. Does not look like there are any Dodgers that are relevant to the race going on in the front right now.
Oh, and he fails power dodge.
That is so huge, as now Fatal is going to be able to creep into second. Istio right behind him in third. And it looks like the race dynamics have shifted in France's favor here, folks.
And they get the double grand star for Istio. This is... Wait, but Fatal gets hit. And he gets triple shrooms.
Yeah, Fatal got hit by his own teammate, I'm pretty sure.
He might have... Wow.
Yeah,
he might have cut in that second year.
Yeah, I think that ended up
I think he got backed.
Oh, he got backed? Oh, yeah.
I think he got backed.
Okay, yeah. Dang, wow. So great back then. Great.
Yeah, wow.
Wow, fantastic backspam by was that Goober in first place? Oh my goodness.
I think so. I'm not actually entirely sure. I think it might have been Zesty. I don't know.
It was one of those things where I just kind of like I saw him spinning. You know, I almost thought it was a team kill.
It was Nuke. Wow.
Okay, wow. So great backspam by Nuke, and that saves the race for Team Canada. Honestly, that was looking really poor for them.
That was a great shot call. I really liked that. I didn't even consider the fact that MKWii could have had it there. But
no, that's definitely.
I don't know if you noticed lap 3, if you look at the mini map, the pack split was huge. So getting that TC there in 4 was pretty detrimental because it would have been no catch up potential. But being able to cancel that TC and just get into top 2 while also TSing the people catching up in bond spots, yeah, that was beautiful. Obviously, unfortunate blunder on the power dodge, but yeah, wow, that was a great race.
So it's all tied up right now. And we're seeing some pretty similar tracks on the board to the ones we saw last race in BC3 and Sherbert Land.
Yeah, pretty neutral tracks, I feel.
I think that it looks like it's going to be Sherbert Land. I think that this is another one of those tracks that is especially bagger dominant, you know, considering that it is like less KMH than normal tracks. The items that you get as a bagger, like goldens and stars and stuff like that, are more dominant than on any other track in the game just because of the speed boost that you get. And so whoever is able to break into 10th early on here, frankly, that team is likely going to win the race. And that'll change things up early on as we are tied here. So any early lead is able to be snowballed in a tournament like this.
Interesting beginning. Not really seeing too many people shroom up. I didn't really like seeing Zilla go... Oh, green off on... Beautiful green by Byron. Yeah, I didn't really like seeing Zilla just accept the third place box. I would have liked him to pressure for a fourth because it looked like France got 4-5 boxes, but they don't end up getting any shrooms. And I mean,
oh, it looks as though on the other
and Zilla's off.
Oh, yeah, Zilla is off, and Nuke gets past a TC by Fatal. That was well done by Fatal. It was not able to be caught on stream. However, Nuke went backwards to pass him a TC, and he was just able to brilliantly pass it back to him, taking advantage of the lag right there. So now Canada in a bit of a detrimental position, although Zilla does have triple shrooms in fourth, so he will try to catch up to Fatal here. And it looks as though
it's gonna be pretty key for Canada at this point to start cycling for blue here. That's like gonna be the only thing that's gonna be getting Byron out of first. I wouldn't say they're in too bad a position, especially with Zilla's triple shrooms 4 here, but especially if France has shock or something, this does look very dicey.
This is true, yeah, and we're gonna take a look at the bag of the 10th here.
That's a huge blunder. Putting Zilla into, Zilla into third now. Canada 2-3.
Now they're 2-3, and I do want to point out that MKWii was the bagger in 10th. So it looks as though Canada is honestly in control of this race right now. MKWii is sitting at last set. Does not appear as though anyone blatantly has shock, although it does appear as
I think MKWii does have it.
Okay, MKWii does have it.
Yeah, it looks like Tony's gonna be dropping a star for Byron, which will be solidifying his first place if they end up shocking. So it's gonna be looking like a 2-3-4 for Canada. Might see a shock on the ice potentially to prevent shroomers or a late dodge, but I don't really see how France get out of a 2-3-4. Do you see Fatal Golden up? They might shock you. Beautiful mega from Zesty. Wow. Don't end up getting it on the cast.
Well done.
Yeah, great play.
That was fantastic by Zesty right
Uber
there.
dodged the line.
Nah, man, that was just excellent track vision by Zesty, honestly. I mean, you could tell that he was using his rear view a lot in that specific moment. That's what great players do. They use their rear view and they know that the race isn't over, even on the last turn. And yeah, just well done by him to get the mega off on Fatal and make sure that his team is able to secure the 2-3-4 right there. And that's the playing in D1 since 2020 right there.
Yeah,
all those guys
playing with him
played very well that race.
Honestly, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in terms of understanding of the game. Not the greatest mechanically, but
very true.
He, just from talking to him about the game, like he understands. He has that awareness. He's just a great player.
No,
I really
like. I think a lot of players. No, you're good. I think that players like him, are especially underrated. Who, they've just been in D1 circles for such a long time. Like he was on Lightspeed Kitty Cats in 2021, and just like being around him during that time too, I was able to just get such an understanding of his IQ and stuff like that. And so I definitely get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I really like from Canada there opting just to take that 2-3-4. Yeah, we had that like that mega from Zesty in fourth. Maybe he could have killed it first, but it was pretty unlikely, and it was just like I'm just glad to see them just settle for the 2-3-4.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been smart for them to do that at all.
Yeah.
Like to risk trying to get a first place off there, especially on race 3. So just great discipline by Team Canada. You could tell that this is a team that has been playing with each other for some time now. And yeah, they have a 7-point lead going into this Waluigi Stadium race, and it'll be interesting to see how France responds. And great bump immediately.
Back bomb immediately. He's going to have some interesting switch up. None of our POVs have shrooms right now, so it looks like not many people taking Kart. Do see Zesty end up taking Kart, but yeah, already seeing a pack split. This is like been a theme so far. I feel like every race has had a massive pack split.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing we saw it right there with Zilla. He backed the Fib in 5th place, and it was able to get the guy in 7th, which I can only imagine was a Team France player. That is just such an underrated thing, honestly, in D1 wars. Like, having the state of mind and knowledge to still back your item.
What the hell?
Yeah. I've never seen that before. To back your item in like a mid spot and then still try and get the players in like a bottom spot.
Yeah, 100%. Not just throwing away your item, just actually trying to look for value. Do you see someone spin? They might have been a France member, but yeah, it looks like Canada's in a pretty good position here. Like, being 1-4 with first having a huge break, the only thing that's really going to be breaking this is going to be either a blue or TS, which granted aren't super unlikely, but yeah, I don't really hate this position they're in. France,
I wonder if that bomb is still gonna be here.
I think it is. Yeah, it's just light
What
out.
the?
Zillow with the TC and 4. Yeah, this is actually quite bad for them. It looks like France is going to be pretty gone in 2-3. End up canceling the TC. But wait.
Oh, but he was able to dodge the Mega right behind him, though, and they're able to drop a star for Fatal, too. So, quite frankly, a pretty poor shock for Team Canada. And honestly, I don't really like the play that Zilla made right there, calling the shock to cancel his TC. I think that he could have found better value in trying to slow down and get the guy right behind him, but, you know, to each their own. He does get the blue pout out of him, and this is going to be a 4-win TC right here. But still a great 2-3-4 for Team France, and honestly, I think that was just a testament to Tony. He was able to recover from not getting a shock by dropping a star for Fatal, and Istior was able to predict the honestly end of call by Zilla to cancel the TC. And yeah, Team France just played really good defense on Team Canada's ideas that race.
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from with that call. Obviously, Pack was already very split, and them having a TC4, that's pretty much their only top spot.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I do see where he's coming from with the TC.
For victory. There are more chances to like try and get the people behind you with the TC.
I think at that point it might just come down to trying to salvage like a 1-4 or something. Once you pull the TC in 4, it's pretty hard for you to really do anything else other than that.
One thing I'm kind of noticing about this France team is that, like, obviously in a game like Mario Kart Wii, this is sort of a different mindset of looking at things, but I think that great players kind of see the game in this way, you know, offensively and defensively. And I think that Team Canada is trying to come up with a lot of, you know, more offensive, aggressive ideas. And Team France, instead of trying to counteract it with their own aggression, you know, and their own trying to kind of attempts at pack splitting, they're instead just like securing these 2-3-4 races or 2-3 races and playing great defense on Canada's ideas and playing great defense on like what they're trying to do with their POWs and their shocks and stuff like that. And so I think that that's part of the reason why they have a 2-point lead right now, but Team Canada is just going to have to come up with better if they want to win this.
100%. And GK Parkway, Zilla getting hit out early. Duke back here too, already coming to a bit of a weak start. There's a lot of Canada back here. Istior gonna be looking for maybe a potential drop here, or just going. Yeah, I do agree with this drop here. Just trying to give them Canada worse items. Looks like France is up there quite a bit. You build the TC, I think.
It's not out of the question that Canada, you know, especially maybe Nuke has a good item in third or something like that.
I believe he does, and he's probably going to be. Yeah, he ends up taking the star in third. Yeah, I do like that play, just getting up there, breaking their top two. You don't want to allow them to just have it for free. Zilla comes up too, and now this top two's turned to a 1-3 for Canada, turned around immediately.
And look at that, another pack split. We'll see how long it lasts for, as there are some Shroomers coming up in 5-6 right now.
Bomb coming back.
Bomb, and that is going to send Zilla all the way back to 8th place, down with this other Team Canada member in 6th. Looks as though Team Canada is occupying all the top spots until the red shell.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So a lot of spots switching up during this lap 2 here. And that is a great back red by Fatal to get his
He might have hit Byron.
I'm pretty sure.
He might have hit Byron.
Dang. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw somebody spin behind him.
Yeah.
A little bit lost in the moment for Fatal.
Yeah, I guess. We've got some ads on Zilla's path, so we better check it. But the blue comes out, and that back's they're gonna be paying the price of that immediately. Oh no, Byron's still here. Oh, never mind. I'm sorely
the whole
mistaken.
Team top 3, yeah. That's why I kind of thought it might have been a back red on a Team Canada member, but it was so hard to tell. I mean, there were so many names on the screen.
Yeah, might see Shock coming here.
It's the TC off.
Yeah, Shock comes up for Canada. Triple dodge. Fatal gets to dodge too, but this is a rough position to be in, especially with the blooper. Canada has complete control of this race.
Yeah, no, great shock by them. The banana goes through his teammate and hits him. He gets the box and sticks, needs some answers. Gets a bomb.
Might see something come out
Maybe
here.
do
Might need to go
something
for
with
a
this.
play. Bomb. Gets Goober. Beautiful bomb.
Oh,
Gets the triple
and he
shrooms.
gets the
Nuke
triple
starring
shrooms
up.
to
The
compliment.
back red.
Oh,
Ister on the bill. Oh my god, so much is happening. He gets billed.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Wow. He crossed them up and then sold the layup. That's crazy.
Yeah, wow.
That's unbelievable that he
Wow.
got eighth out of that. I mean, that was just
Yeah.
such an amazing snipe. He had the triple shrooms, and then hitting the back red was the most costly
Yeah.
thing, honestly. But it's like, how
Just
could you avoid that?
yeah,
That kind
definitely
of
a
is
hard
one of those things
avoid,
that's
but
like,
I guess
yeah.
it's just something. I just I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
it's one of those
it's
things
just
where
like
it's like you're
just
subconsciously everybody's gonna go in that line, you know, when they have triple
yeah.
shrooms. I feel like I can't even blame him for driving that way. I can't blame his teammate for billing him. But that's a top
No,
3 for
yeah.
Team Canada, folks. I mean, that's
Yeah.
huge. That's the biggest race we've seen for either team so far. So
100%. That's going to be a good momentum swing in Canada's favor, especially in such a close war. And I want to point out, we were talking about Tony being the X factor for France. It feels like Canada, MKWii, has been getting some pretty big shocks.
that's true, yeah. No, he has
like that,
flipped the script a little bit in this match.
100%. That race going into lap 3 was completely controlled by France. And I guess it didn't really feel like, maybe there was enough communication, but it didn't really feel like France tried to answer very much on that that cannon shock.
It was the bomb right before the shock, if I'm being honest. I think that bomb caught Fatal off guard. I think that it caught the France players off guard. Seeing as they were, in a top 3 position before that with Knight and Byron.
Yeah,
And
but I don't even feel like
Canada
Second tried to contest either. I feel like at that point you just have to.
Yeah.
You need to have one of those guys up there because
focused in that moment.
Because like Fatal dodged, but he has item lists behind him, and getting a blueprint. Yeah, he just doesn't have much impact in the race. But we see a reset coming out from France.
Yeah, no, a great track pick for them. In all fairness, they're going to be able to hopefully respond better on this track. We see all 4 of them. None of them sacked. Yeah, they all went in 2, 3, 4, 5. So the Team Canada honestly were given a pretty easy start, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure I feel about that.
Yeah, they have items, probably one of them maybe occupying a golden or a star. Zilla does have the TC though, so that is going to cost them some time.
We're seeing again another huge pack split. Lots of things going on in the maze to the blind turn, and top 2's just gone. I'm pretty sure Zessy's in first, and
yeah,
Byron's in second.
Is breaking away. Byron right behind him. We'll see if Byron takes the point. He does. So now Byron is in first place. So that is a 1-3 for 1-3-6-7 it looks like, or 1-3-5-6 for Team France. As what do you think Team Canada's options are here?
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
see the blue come out and the dodge for Nuke. Gonna be mixing up the spots again, and judging by the early shock, I'm assuming MKWii's gone in 10, so this is really good position for Canada, especially as we see on Zillapov, he's holding the blue in 6. Already with top 2 break. Bomb coming off for Fatal, might be able to hit one of them. Barely misses. Barely misses.
Oh, he clipping his back wheel.
We see Istio coming up. When you see a few people taking cut here. Istio takes cut. He's going to be trying to break into second. But I really don't like this position France is in. The Mega on some Fatal too. Oh, they're gonna need a lap 3 shock, or this race is gonna be taken home by Canada.
Yeah, no, and if it does, then they honestly have no one to blame but themselves. That blue is huge though, and this Mega is even bigger as we do see Team France is in bottom 2 now, maybe even approaching bottom 3. Could we see a last second shock here?
He might be seeing a last second shock. Canada, he hasn't Mega'd yet. They're 100% calling shock very soon. Shock comes out,
and there it is. And it looks like a shot red, but it's still top 3 for Canada.
Yeah. Wow.
And remember, this was Team France's pick to try and reset after the previous race, but I think that honestly, they just kind of got caught with their tail between their legs at the beginning. We saw that none of them sat, which is just such a bad mistake, honestly. I mean, that's one of those things that you don't even see in like D6, D7. Nobody sitting at the first set, right? You have to have somebody contesting.
I didn't catch the The opening, I'm surprised they didn't at least have one dodge. But honestly, like even talking about that opening, like they were still in a good position going into lap 2. But that, as I just said last race, MKWii with another shock to really help
Oh,
Canada
yeah.
secure that race. I would say France were definitely in the winning position before then, and that just completely flipped the race on the head. And then Zilla getting blue next set in a top 2 break, that's pretty much a guaranteed race win. And then to top it off, MKWii gets the second shock to dodge Zilla at the line to secure the top 3. Like MKWii has been going crazy this match, and it's been the biggest difference maker, I feel like, going into the halfway point of this war.
No, that is very true, and I do think that MKWii was a huge momentum swinger in that race for them specifically. However, I think that I honestly just need to see better decision making from the France runners if I want to see them get back into this match. I think that they're kind of getting caught overthinking maybe a little bit, and they were playing really well, counteracting Team Canada's decisions and Team Canada's offensive creation at the start of this match. However, now it's kind of like, where are we going? We're down by 40. We're going to this DK Mountain race. What's the plan here, guys? We need to come up with a new plan. So,
yeah, 100%. Down 40.
It's gonna be, yeah,
maybe. There's obviously going to be Canada's pick, a big running track, but I think you have to catch the first bit of this. This spots don't look too bad. Might be looking for a front run on Goober. Goober fails in first. It's a pretty bad blunder. That just gives first away for free. It looks like a top 2 too. And this is what you want, especially after bridge. Spots are going to start to settle soon. It's going to be hard for Canada to catch up.
Yeah, and Fatal can enter a kind of flow state. I definitely can attest to, especially, you're calming while warring, right? But like, if you're in the front and you're not getting hit, then you can get more comfortable with your driving as the laps are progressing. And, it'll allow you to become more comfortable in the war, which I think that is what France need right now. They kind of have their back against the wall a little bit, and they need to get a little bit more comfortable if they want to try and win this match. As we do see
100%.
Zilla with this bomb snipe attempt to throw them off here. Looks like it's going to be no
Beautiful
good.
flip from Byron. Onto Nuke.
Yeah, wow. Oh my god.
That's going to be top 3 power coming out. A bit too early from Canada. But Fatal fails the cut. Oh, that's not what you want, especially when you're down 40. I think another one of them failed the cut too. No, Knight's still there. Okay, still 1-3, still a great position for France, but that's such a big blunder, especially when you're down 40. You can't be having stuff like that.
I mean, frankly, that's one of those things where, like, it sounds a little silly, but you might overthink about that for the next couple of races too. It might stay in your mind.
Yeah, 100%.
Like so, something to look out for Fatal and Team France, as this is an all-mental game, folks. Zilla is still in second, and France are still in a winning position. As we are approaching the final turns here, a T-Pow into Canada is gonna.
Byron's on. Zilla hits the wall. Byron's off, I think.
Oh, wow.
And Canada's top 2. But we see.
Oh, wow.
And a shot coming out from Canada to stop the golden. I believe that's what happened. That was beautiful if that's the case. And and Canada just have complete control of this match now. Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but it kind of looks as though France is playing scared. Like, I don't know what it is. And I definitely don't think that they're, like, cowering in fear in the VC, right? But that mistake from Fatal was a little uncharacteristic. You can tell that was a POW by France, right? To try and get Zilla, but, like, Byron in first failed too, if you know what I mean. So,
no, I don't think so. I think that was a POW. That was definitely a Canada POW to get Byron off in one.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty certain about that.
But I mean, I would still stand on the fact that France does seem like they are playing a little bit more tense, I would say, not necessarily scared.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like a lap 2 cut fail, pretty much uncontested. Obviously, it looked like maybe just a misinput, but that's something you can't afford to do when you're down 40. That's quite a lot of frontal presence you've just given up. And again, MKWii with the last second shock to prevent the golden up, securing the top 2 and dodging Zesty. Just, I don't know, Canada in every aspect of this match has complete control over it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think that they've been able to respond to Team France's like defense that they were playing on them. Honestly, they probably had a moment early on in GP2 where they were like,
Mhm.
okay, we need to rethink our strategy ourselves, and I think that what they've been doing better is, first of all, obviously the MeWe shocks have been just so clutch. And
Mhm.
second of all, they have just always had, one of either like Zilla, Nuke, quite frankly, a lot of the time, or sometimes Goober in first place, which I think has been the
100
main difference makers, that they just always had somebody in
100%.
first place and they
Yeah,
always
they
made a
have
shot.
had first a lot, and that's obviously first is the strongest position to be in. Complete control over the race when you're in first, and it's not looking any different on TF. Notoriously one of the deadliest track for a snowball, which Canada's already on one. To get this big snipe from
Oh,
Knight,
great
but
snipe by Knight. Yeah.
still not the position you want to be in. And we're gonna need to start seeing more shocks from Tony if France want a chance of winning this. Bill coming out, I feel like that's probably a Canada bill because they're in such strong positions. Knight ends up sniping himself. It's not
That's
what you want to
very bad,
see.
yeah. And this T-Pow is not going to get Zilla. It does look
But it
like it's
gets
going to get
Byron to
Zesty out of it,
first.
though.
Gets Byron into first. Byron holding it down, but I'm seeing a lot of Canada around. He's really got to hold this down for his team.
That Nana does break on the green shell, so Zilla is able to stay right behind him in second. That's
Big
such
fib.
a great fib, though. Wow, and that'll send all the Canada members right behind him, but that is one line of defense that's gone now.
Yeah, and I'm looking. Doesn't look like either bag has shock. This is such a close pack. If either one pulls, that could completely change the race. Seeing a lot of Canada back here too. Will maybe be able
Great
to
snipe by Fatal. Wow, the
clutch
greens
it
by
up.
France this race have been so lethal.
100%. Zesty just hitting a Nana in second. It's gonna give France a top two. That's such a big blunder.
Yeah, no, Team
Wow.
Canada have been spinning out all throughout this lap 3. Team France are in control of this top 2 right now. They are top 2-4.
That's a huge bomb. That's a huge bomb.
He got his teammate. He got his teammate with that bomb.
I think he got Istir at least. The shock comes out though. That's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be top 4, top 3. That's, if you're France,
Wow.
That's exactly what you want.
No, literally, yeah. That was a very cleanly executed race by France, especially considering that Team Canada were snowballing at the beginning. Like, they were in top 2-4 on the end of lap 1, going into lap 2, and then they had such good greens during that race, man. Like, Knight had a great green on lap 2, and Fatal had a great green. There was, I think, a fib as well, or something like that, and just, wow, what an excellent clawback on a track where you typically don't see that by Team France. Just
And
well done by them.
Tony get back around, getting that last second shock. I was actually kind of a fan of that play from Zilla, even though he ended up getting his teammate. You're already up so much. You just need like salvaging races, forcing them into positions where they're only getting top 2s. That's not enough. But getting that last second shock, turning that race into a top 3, that just completely turns the momentum. Obviously, France still down, I would say in the 40s, I believe. But you know, for a moment there, you had complete control.
It does heavily depend on the track that gets picked here, as we do see the run-heavy BCWii versus the luck-heavy DS Delfino Square, kind of similar to what we were saying earlier with the Peach Gardens. But it is BCWii, though, so France is going to keep their track and stay, hopefully, in the top 3. They'll definitely attempt some backs at the start here. And, yeah, they need to have a solid opening here, but if they can, then it's going to be hard for Canada to catch up.
Definitely want to see them looking to block that glitch if they survive this opening. Zilla, a player I know, is really, really consistent at glitch. So that'll probably be Canada's X factor for this match. Huge backgreen onto Zesty, and that's just a perfect opening. They survived it. Want to see them block the cut. Byron going left side. I honestly not a huge fan of that, but it's fine. They're still in the position. They get the Nana, but the POW comes out and Fatal fails the power dodge, but he can't go for glitch anyways. And France is, France is still in the top 2 positions.
This
overall
is,
still fine.
Something's happening on these POVs.
Yeah. Wow.
things are occurring that have definitely happened in the game before.
He won back a pretty far on 10.
France.
Don't really get a POV. Might see who's the bagger at 9 coming up.
Oh, this bomb could be lethal. Great try by Fatal, and it's good! Oh,
that's
wow,
awesome.
And for France now.
But I do want to mention, MKWii is in 10th right now. He is very far in 10th too. Obviously not going to be seeing a shock for a while, but if Canada want any chance in this race, they're going to need a shock.
A bit of a spray and pray from Zesty right there. Meanwhile, Fatal able to get the Team Canada member with the back green, and it looks like France is just in complete control right now. And the glitch is also blocked. There is a blue shell, so that might swing things a little bit for Canada. However, he is getting blued right before the boost panel, so it looks like he does spin again, though, so he is comboed. And 3, 4, 5 now for Canada.
We see Zilla chanting his mega, indicating maybe doesn't have shock, but I'm kind of intrigued on that play, because maybe gone 10, and the only way they're winning this is with a dodge, I feel like. I guess the pack is pretty close, but I guess we'll see what's coming up in the next few turns. Tony going forward. Yeah, shock comes out on the second. We have Nuke dodging up.
Nuke dodging. We see a POW chain for Zilla. That's so huge. And Nuke got a box in 5th as well. There is a Team France member in a Mega right behind Zilla and Fatal in 6th. That POW on the glitch. Looks like it's going to affect Team France pretty badly. And top 3 right now for Team Canada.
Oh, wait, what happened to Istior? I didn't even catch that. He's just out. Wow. Yeah, and France are back in the top 2.
Team Canada, yep, occupying the top 2 right now. Looks as though it's going to be a very poor race for Team France, even though Canada, Zilla is hit at the very end. Falls all the way down to 7th from 3rd. That's pretty bad for them. However, yeah, no, they are still able to hold on the top 2-4.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm not really too sure what France could have done there. Obviously, we didn't really get to look at the back of the pack for most of that race, but I guess at that point, if
it's been so scrappy, especially near the end.
If you know Canada's getting shocked, I would hope that one of them back there is like at least trying to play for a dodge trade with some counter. But it kind of just felt like Canada got to use that shock for free, and I'm not sure what happened to Istior. He was 1 still. I don't know. I didn't catch it. There's a blue or something.
Target powered by the Zilla POW that he used. That's the only thing that I can think of.
That would make sense, actually.
Because, Zilla used that POW in 4th, so I don't believe that he was trying to go for glitch or anything like that, but maybe he was just like POW'd off or something, and that it was just absolutely detrimental for France. But no, yeah. Team Canada responding really well to another France track pick. We saw the same thing happen on Peach Gardens where France picked that to try and like stabilize after a strong Canada race, and Canada were still able to get top 3. And then on that race, France picked that trying to keep their lead. And yeah, Canada just flipped the script immediately at the end there. Had a great POW. I think that both these teams are playing like physical with each other. That sounds kind of dumb, but like they really are like trying to T-POW each other a lot and like hit each other with triple green shells and stuff like that, and like wheelie bump each other a lot. But Canada is just winning that matchup. Like whenever they're really close to each other, Canada is winning the physical battles.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we've had a pretty scrappy matchup. It feels like, but we've seen the DK solid track pick coming up for Canada. Gonna be looking to see how this race stabilizes after the cut. Early red off on the Zesty. That's what you want to see if you're France, but Fatal getting hit in return, and honestly, these positions. I mean,
just so many hits early on is kind of what I'm saying. Like that was like 4 hits in a 5-second span, and that changes up the pack very much immediately as we do see Zilla taking the cut cleanly in first.
And Fatal's getting hit on the double, and from what I can see, it looks like a Canada top 3, top 2 or something. Yeah. And if you're Canada, this is all you really need. Oh, wow! Random green coming out. That's gonna. That's good. That's good. I mean, it's good for France. Hey.
Wow, the shells in this match specifically, like, just the green shells
hit out of
bouncing around everywhere have just been.
This is France top 3. Wow, we see more greens coming up.
Changed the entire momentum of the race right there, getting Zilla out of first place.
Hopefully he's going to try and not get hit by another one. I mean, geez. As we do see him try the box and forth here. It is a Mega. Maybe they have shock and can get a little bit creative.
I think that's Tony at 9. They might have shock. Oh, huge backward from France though, and that's gonna be tough for France. They're gonna need to have shock at it if they want to respond here. Ends up chaining the Mega, and that's yeah, another race where MKWii honestly just bailing them out here. I can't even.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. However, we'll see how much of a bailout it is.
Another.
Nuke does, I think, Ren himself. Byron and Missio are still in top 2. Nuke does shroom up.
Zilla's hit off.
And that's
still top 2 for
France.
France.
Now back in top 3.
Oh, but he hits the Shy Guy. They're still top 3, but he's
Can anyone
failing.
drive?
He's fine. He's fine. He holds it down even with the choke. And that's a France top 3. We've got a game on our hands, Henry.
Oh my goodness, folks. I mean, both of these teams just like it's like every single player in this lobby is on the Wii wheel right now. I don't know what it is, but we're seeing like people take the most wacky turns and get hit by greens bouncing around everywhere. I mean, at some point this has looked like a worldwide, but you're definitely right that we've got a game and I'm loving it. I've got such a big smile on my face watching this. Top 3 for France, and they have responded on a race that didn't really seem like they had a lot of answers, to be honest.
100%. I'm real. The big turning point for me there was early lap 2, where Goober got hit by something. I couldn't really tell what it was, but that just secured France into a top 3, and they never really let go of it for the rest of the race. Like that race didn't look like it was going to be that good.
Another thing I want to mention that was so huge on lap 3 is that Zilla had triple greens around him in like 5th. And opted to go for double, and he was just off because of a banana. And like that might seem unlucky, but I think that, you know, just sort of heat of the moment micro decisions like that are kind of the #1 thing that can kill races that seem like they're going really well for you. Is like you just do something that seems automatic. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go for double because I've gone for double in every other DKS race that I played in a Mo Gear War. And then it's like, oh shit, I've gotten hit by the banana that was on the double cut, and then now I'm off with triple greens, and now I'm getting 8th. And it's like, the other team's got in top 3. So,
yeah, 100%.
You gotta think about these things, especially near the end of this match here.
TNGV coming out, another pick for Canada, just looking to reset, trying to stop France's momentum from a comeback. Still in a comfortable seat, but anything can happen in these last 2 races.
A good lead. 36 points is a good lead, but France is 4-0 for a reason.
Ooh. We see Bill coming out.
Yeah, first Bill on either POV.
And this is a huge Bill, especially for Canada. This is a track where getting Bill first set heavily changes the bagging dynamic. We're gonna see one bag going for Strat here. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be MKWii. And then the second one follows. They both make it, so it's gonna be a close bagging battle. We'll see what happens. And at this point, France is gonna know that if they've been paying attention to who hit that first 8th place box, they're gonna know Zilla has Bill, so we might see France putting a little extra pressure on Zilla. Yeah, and the early shot coming up from MKWii. Guess they're just looking to get a second.
Wow. Oh my god, what a match from MKWii. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
I have to say, just you know, I'm tipping my cap off to him as a fellow bagger because he has definitely shown himself against Tony, who I said going into this match was probably the best or second best bagger in this tournament. And,
he's showing it. He's holding his own
position here.
Yeah, and at this point in the race, really didn't like that Fatal didn't attempt to even look for shrooms in 3rd, just kind of being complacent going around cut. You're down 30. You can't go for that. Avoids the bomb, but 2-5. This is just not a strong enough position for France. They're gonna need more than likely a shock to come out. That's big for them. Triple shrooms coming out. Gruber taking the cut first.
I think
and Byron's off.
Wow.
That's beautiful. And the POW, and that's gonna be all she wrote.
Yeah, no, that is stomach churning seeing that happen to somebody. Yeah, and he hits the fire thing after. Oh man, turn the TV off. That is just
Yeah, wow.
a really sad ending for France, honestly. And a really strong win for Team Canada. I have to say,
Yeah.
there were times during this match where I think that both of these teams were nervous, but I think that Team Canada honestly was like the more focused team, and I think that MKWC was the defining factor. I mean, you've been mentioning it all throughout the cast, and you've been exactly right that MKWC has just been the main savior for Team Canada as they do get top 3 and double 100 for Zilla and Zesty with one race to go. And yeah, Canada have taken this match, but just wow, what a great showing by MKWC.
You want to talk about... Oh, no, I don't think it matters. I was going to say this might matter for the first seed matchup, depending on how England performs versus Canada, but I believe France wins the head-to-head. I think it's the first tiebreaker versus England, so I guess it still matters because I think right after this we have England versus Canada. No.
Yes, that is...
Wait.
England versus...
England versus someone.
Look at the media staff. Yes.
England versus someone.
England versus the world.
Yeah. No, that's not it.
I mean, throughout the course of human history, who hasn't it been England versus, you know?
Exactly, 100%. But that's true. That's get into some different topics here, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, no. I mean, the match is already decided,
LTA,
so it's like, what are we talking about? Yeah.
Okay, we're looking at
yeah.
We're looking at England. Okay, and I'm getting input from Xander that England, Canada, and France will all be finishing 4-1 presumably, as long as
Interesting.
England's as long as England gets that win versus LTA, which I project that they do, but obviously never know. It's the World Cup. Could see a huge upset, but I would assume that England gets the match over that. So yeah, wow, France losing this match may have just costed them their 1 seed, which
that is big news, especially in a tournament like this where, you know, honestly, like, this is the most, or how should I phrase this? This is the tournament in the game where, like, who you get matched up against matters the most. Like, I think that Team France would be more comfortable against the European side than against an NA side or, like, Team Oceania or Team Asia or something like that. I mean, a lot of Team Asia players are in NA, but... I think that now losing out on this 1 seed, it definitely shakes them a little bit too. It's definitely like a little bit of a mental factor, especially considering we were talking about how, especially, you know, in PKM, they were playing nervous throughout the course of this match. We saw that fail from Fatal on that track, and a couple of other costly fails too. A little tense, but yeah, no, I think they kind of need to regroup a little bit heading into the knockout stage, which I'm sure they will do. But some questions need to be answered for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And I think my biggest question for France is how are they going to do if we're having a Tony performance like this? Like, obviously, I still rate Tony super highly, but at the end of the day, MKWC was the bagger who got more shocks, and a lot of those shocks were impactful. And I kind of feel like, as I said at the beginning of this cast, that Tony is going to be France's X factor. I obviously think they're all solid players, but if Tony's not doing his job, not getting the shocks that they need, I could definitely see like a first round upset for France. Not gonna say it's happening, but especially with them losing the first seed, there's some teams in the lower brackets that I think, like the lowest seeds, that could come up with an upset. But honestly, we'll just have to say we'll see an Insta stream off from Fatal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't mean to sound corny, but like there was an Insta stream turn off from Fatal on the other POV, and it's like those things are real, right? Like it is definitely real that you go into the final match and you're thinking like, okay, we're playing against these Canada guys, like, all right, it's cool. We don't have to take it too seriously. And then you low-key got your butt whooped, as Canada does score over 400 points, and two players do break over 110 points. And it's frustrating. right? It's frustrating
100%.
considering, especially this match was casted, and I feel like they need to detach from this match just immediately. Just like, okay, that just happened. Not
I agree.
the 1 seed, but we're gonna be headed into the knockout stage, and it's fine. Like, we just need to not be dramatic about it. You know, we need to stay composed, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree with you there. Like, and I think maybe I like what you said about like them maybe potentially feeling a bit too like easy going into this match, especially after they beat the favorite in this group, England, by 20. Like, that's like, I feel like when you're France, that's the match where you win that. Like, wow, we can win anything.
Yeah,
and
like, okay, they probably thought that they were Gucci, but like they definitely were not Gucci. Like they had a match to play in this one, and I think that they kind of got caught with their tail between their legs, and now they'll go into the knockout stage either with that same attitude or with a brand new face, and they'll be ready to game.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm just looking moving forward for this France team. I just want to I feel like you just got to look back on this match, see where things went wrong, see where you could have countered some of these Canada shocks a bit better. Because even though MKWii was having such a dominant performance to the point where it's obviously very hard to win a match like that when both teams are like quite evenly skilled, but it just kind of felt like they didn't really know. They didn't have good game plans.
Chess match. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It felt like they didn't really have much. They weren't really ready to counter any of the shocks or try and mitigate any damage. It kind of felt like Canada got to use a lot of very free shocks to just win races, win races immediately.
Yeah, like,
and I don't know.
I mean, I think that Canada did stuff that was like off script. That kind of caught France off guard, and it wasn't necessarily what they might have been expecting from this Canada team. And I think that Canada overall just played a little bit more unexpected and played smarter. And so, yeah, that's all that she wrote for this specific matchup. Hopefully we get to cast this match that's about to happen between Benelux and South. I don't know, if I'm being honest. But that is going to be it from me.
Sorry, I just want to mention about this USA South match that's coming up, that this actually decides who's going to get that 4th seed in Group B. It's a 3-way tie currently between Benelux, Ireland, and Australia. Funnily enough, all at 1 and 4. We're at 1 and 4, but the other two teams are 1 and 3, both with Goliath matchups in front of them. So this will be interesting to see how this shapes up for the 4th seed for the knockout stage.
That'll be a lot of fun to watch. Pretty sure you can find that on Macy streaming it.
Yes, I believe they are. We have Macy and probably Olafray, I believe, streaming for that with BOB.
All right, well, I don't think that we're going to be able to get a stream host for that match, so I think that's going to be it for us today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the cast we presented for you. If you did, be sure to join us later in the knockout stages matches that are coming up. It's been so exciting. Yeah, it's been so exciting to cast this tournament, guys. This has been one of the best World Cup matches that I have watched in the time that I've been playing this game, folks. I mean, seriously, this has been such an entertaining tournament all throughout.
100%. This is just the beginning, guys. That knockout stage, that's where the real World Cup happened. This is just the opening act. This is just the opening act.
Yeah, no, this is all smoke and mirrors for the real tournament that's happening in a couple of weeks. And, we've also got the Exalt tournament coming up in Port Chester, New York, being hosted by
100%.
They are putting on a wonderful show with, some of the Melee people as well. So look out for a lot of just cool, exciting stuff that's happening in summer 2026 in MKWii, folks.
Yeah, it's going to be
so much prepared for you.
Big summer for this, and we're going to be having, the next GSC season's coming up, and it's looking like it's going to be a stacker too. So plenty of Mario Kart content coming up in the next few months.
Good content, yes. All right, well, peace out, everybody. Hope you had a great time watching us, and be sure to close your computer. Goodbye.
Goodbye.